You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Let's see, are we live? Alright, I think the audio should be a lot better today. The two people who watched day one of Mr. Beast Million Dollar Puzzle Clue Hunting, the two people who watched it complained that the microphone audio was bad and the video audio was way too loud. So those are two things that we're gonna fix this time. But guys, listen, it's not gonna be perfect. All right, we're on the fly here. We're figuring out clues left and right, finding answers. And I don't want to bury the lead. I think I have a very legitimate theory. And I think I actually gained some real ground today. So we're gonna go over kind of where I'm at in terms of clues, in terms of what I'm making of everything so far. And I wanted to go back to the video we watched yesterday, which I think is this one. We watched all of them yesterday. I got the audio down to start. All right, this video is like super weird, and I know that Jimmy says, follow anything that feels off. That's the point, right? So this 2.5 minute video, there's a ton of stuff that feels off. One of them is this whole situation where she like flips him off and gives him a ticket here. It's like what? Like it's kind of like a fever dream of a scene. But there's signs on the pole. And I apologize. Like I should have timestamps ready to go, but like I said, we're firing from the hip right now. There's signs on the pole that say, no parking your tank, 30-minute parking. Oh geez, where is this? Where are these signs? Right here. So there's these two signs: 30-minute parking and no parking your tank at the bank, right? So like, you assume that's why they got towed. But then later on, you see another sign that says like, it gives you a range of hours. Oh, I really wish I had timestamps. Alright, so that's the first time they show the sign. Then they show it again. Towards the end, no? Oh, man. I was cooking earlier. Like, I really wish I took notes, but I promise you we're going to get somewhere tonight. We're actually going to get somewhere tonight. I feel like I should just let this run in, like, super fast playback speed just so I can kind of remember the part that I was thinking of. Alright, so this, by the way, as we did determine, is Los Angeles Barclay Hotel, which I know Barclay originally to me I thought was New York. We can see this tank gets towed, right? But, like, none of these other ones do. You see, obviously, the signs here. Dude, where do they show the sign again? I promise you they show it again, but they show a different sign the second time. And that's where that's where the wheels started to turn, right? Gives it this check. He's telling her about the... Okay, this is another thing I want to mention while we're here. This magazine is one of those things that feels off, and it also, he said, like, anytime you mention Salesforce, like, pay attention. This CEO, Mark Benioff, is the CEO of Salesforce. He won the CEO of the Year award. This is a fake magazine, CEO Today. You'll notice it looks like it says, like, February right there, but I don't necessarily know if that date matters because you could have a magazine that was just like a couple months old or whatever it might be. But obviously we saw from his check that he is in the month of February, or the check is dated for February. But anyway, this guy Mark Benioff, CEO of the year, 2022 CEO of the year, right? Has not won it since. This could mean nothing, but when I first saw that, I was like, all right, so what year are we in if he's on the front of here? Like, is she just reading some super old magazine, or are we in some, like, weird time warp scenario? where, is it 2022? Is it 2026? Like, it just is one of those things that seemed off, and it's got the wheels turning. All right, one thing I wanted to mention here is that we do find out the time right now from this screen. We find out it's 12:23 p.m. If you go back to those signs that I'm trying to find, I can't find where it shows all of them. You can see that they only tow during certain hours, and it's like overnight, right? They wouldn't be towing at noon. So that, and then the other thing is this: if you stop her, if you slow this down, which I said I wasn't gonna do stupid shit like slowing shit down. If you slow this down, right, she slaps this on. She gives them a thing for double parking, which is just like weird, right? Because it double parking would mean that there's like they're blocking somebody in, like double parking. Parking parallel to a vehicle already parked at the curb. But we can see that this tank right here, at least, yeah, right here, there's no car that it's blocking, right? So why would she write it up for double parking? It's just making me think, like, is there more going on to that, or is that, I don't know, that seems weird that you would give them double parking. Where do they show these signs? Golly. Oh, I really wish I could find the other frame where it shows the signs. Here it is. It's at the end. All right, no parking 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. So it's noon right now, right? We saw on the computer, which the computer like definitely has accurate time, we would think. It's noon. So does this all not apply right now? Like she didn't give them a ticket for like parking illegally. She gave them a parallel or a double parking ticket. And now this does say no parking for tanks, so maybe that's just like 24/7. That's a rule. But I feel like if I was parking here and I saw it was like 6 to 8, and it was like noon at the time, I'd be like, all right, well, this does not apply because it's not between these hours right now. So where I'm going with this is, there's so much like weird shit going on in this video. I feel like we're almost meant to think that they're, like I said, some sort of time warp, or that like everything's not as it seems necessarily with these dates. Like this could be like, yes, this calendar says 2026, this check says 2026, but I feel like it could be like some different dimension, like time and space being different type of thing. And specifically when you see that magazine that 2022, that's when that guy won that award. And then we get to the end here, and we see this Talk Like a Pirate Day, right? So Talk Like a Pirate Day, as a lot of people have looked up, is in September. But obviously his check is dated June. His check is dated February. So we're kind of thinking that like, oh, it's February as he's filming this. But maybe that's not actually the case. Maybe it is actually September 2022. Hear me out. Well, let's just see. Let's just see if anything comes up. September 2022, Mr. Beast. Oh my God, would you look at that? In September 2022, Mr. Beast Jimmy Donaldson made headlines by opening his first physical Mr. Beast burger restaurant at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey on September 4th, 2022. This feels redundant. You've now said September 2022 twice in the sentence. But he broke the one-day record for most burgers sold by a single store, which is crazy. But okay, Mr. Beast Burger Restaurant. Huh, and not only just any restaurant, the first one. Huh. Well, what could that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? I'll tell you. Remember the rules, the very limited information that we know at this point. Clues are everywhere. Videos, websites, and the real world. If Mr. Beast was going to put a clue somewhere in the real world, wouldn't it make sense that he would put it at the first physical Mr. Beast burger restaurant? Not only that, hey, where is this restaurant located? It's located at the American Dream Mall. American Dream. I'd say that sounds perfect for a $1 million contest that's taking place during the Super Bowl. And I did look it up. This restaurant at the American Dream Mall is still open. I know that some of his restaurants maybe have shut down. Maybe that's fake news. But this one is open, and I know that because people are literally like leaving reviews as of like 2 hours ago. The worst burger I ever had in my life. Me, my daughter, and wife caught food poisoning and had to go back to the hospital at 11 at night due to the food we eat here. Oh my god, that is this poor guy. But as you can see, 6 hours ago, a week ago, looks like not everyone's giving it poor reviews, so we'll take this with a grain of salt. But I think that this is most definitely going to be where we get at least some sort of physical clue. And I think I really need to start writing down my ideas and my theories, because there's a lot going on here. All right, Mr. Beast answers. Let's go. All right. I don't want to number it. Let's just start with a bullet point. The first clue, the first real world clue. I don't know if it's going to be the first. A real world clue will be located at the first physical Mr. Beast restaurant, located at the American, I don't know why I did all caps, American Dream Mall. I'm going to underline American Dream. And I feel very, very, very confident in that prediction, at least as much as I can be. I think a lot of people at this point are kind of going nuts with all these different puzzles and all this stuff out there, which we're going to get to. But I feel like this feels like this could actually be a real theory compared to a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing out there. And maybe did I just luck into it with this whole September 2022 theory? Potentially. But it wouldn't be the craziest thing ever if that was the case, right? I also had talked about like his Yankees hat and maybe it being like in New York or something like that. I mean, this is in New Jersey. I think people from Jersey root for the Yankees. I'm not actually positive. I guess that probably doesn't matter, but I think that I'm locking this in as I can guarantee that this is going to be something. And people are going to say, oh, well, I can't get to the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. Like, how am I ever going to have a chance? I'm pretty sure if there were to be something like this, like, it would be all over the internet. Like, it wouldn't just be like one guy at the restaurant found it. It would be like everyone who goes to the restaurant gets like, this QR code that leads to like a Salesforce Slack conversation, or you know what I mean, something like that. But I think we'll be able to get our hands on it without going to New Jersey. If not, and you have to actually physically go, I'm probably not going to make the drive myself, but good luck to whoever does. Alright, so I feel really good about that. In terms of other theories that I have right now, I'd say I don't have much. I think that pretty much the biggest thing that I would say at this point is that I think people are going nuts on some of these clues, and I think that there's just no way that learning Braille is the solution, or freeze framing this thing and counting up the number of this and then multiplying it by this, and then ChatGPT telling you to put it into this algorithm and spitting out this, which is kind of similar to that. Like, I don't think it's going to be something like that. I think the clues that we're getting at this point are like very small in scope in terms of how much like evidence they provide us, but I don't think that they're going to be like you had to do some like CIA level analysis to figure it out. All right, so let's go to Reddit. Oh, one more thing. Actually, I do want to go to YouTube. Obviously, we found this $1 million playlist last night, and we started going through, kind of all these different on each video. As maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't. I know I gotta turn the volume down here. Each of these videos has a pinned comment now that will lead you to one of these puzzles, right? Where a cold noise, a natural disaster. You can see like people are I've solved them all. I hope it helps. I'm eagerly waiting. I feel like I'm part of the Mr. Beast game. What's the answer? Like, so basically what this would be is like each clue is giving you hints to figure out what these letters are, whatever. I'm not even gonna solve it, and I'm gonna tell you why. What the hell good use is this gonna be to have this answer? Like, in what world? You'll go to see there's 8 of these, so it's 9 of these. So like, there's just no way that it's like, hey, solve these 9 puzzles, enter in these like 1,000 characters, and like that's the answer. I think that it's gonna be something like maybe the skill that you need to solve this would be like the same as you're going to need later on in the puzzle to get like the final code. But in terms of like all 9 of these, like, I don't know, some of these are crazy. It's like Sudoku and different. Yeah, this one's like Sudoku with these letters, where you gotta like put all the different letters in each square, and they have to be like, it can only be one set in each row, column, box, whatever. It's Sudoku. But like, in what world is that going to be a solution? Like, hey, I figured out that, this is an E and this is a G and this is an L, and like, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do with that? So I just feel like actually getting the answer is really not important. My best guess at this point, and we'll throw this on the theory list, maybe as like a lower theory on the bullet. Oh, I like these, right? Stars. Okay. Is there more? No, I don't want double stars. Give me just a block. Yeah. Star we feel good about. Alright, box. I'm gonna put, what were we just talking about? I got too distracted by the stars. Oh, okay. The 9 puzzles on the $1 million playlist do not need to be solved. However, geez, I can't type. However, we're gonna say the skills needed to solve them might come in handy at a later point in the scavenger hunt. And that's what I want people to keep in mind right now, is that like, we're nowhere near solving this, and I don't think that it's probably even possible at this point. I know Mr. Beast said like, hey, I'm gonna tweet it out, like, or I'll post about it if someone does solve it. Like, no one solved it at this point. I'm not logged in, so you can't like see his recent tweets, but this was his most recent one. Fun fact, so many people signed up, they couldn't get through, whatever. 13 hours ago, no one solved it yet. So it's not like you could just get it. Like, hey, I typed in some random word, I looked at Salesforce's products, and I figured it out. Like, you can't just do that. But I do think that like eventually we'll get to a point where if we get close enough to the end, like, someone might be able to guess it. But we're just so far that like, I know we mentioned you're gonna have to use like Slackbot and ask questions of Salesforce's AI and things like that. So there's gonna be like puzzles maybe that you have to solve, but we still need like a key to like unlock that first puzzle or whatever. I think these are just like warm-ups at this point. Like, hey, you might need to know how to do Sudoku, or hey, you might need to know how to, whatever these other. We can go look at a couple more, but they're all way too difficult.
Here at Mr. Beast,
like,
we are always trying.
People are literally spending their whole day like trying to solve these, and I promise you, it's a waste of time. Like, what is this? Initial remove debris, before cleanup, after cleanup. This is like the weirdest one I've seen. Axe haft, hickory shaft, quest chain. Like, these guys don't even have the same answers, but they're both wrong. Like, I can promise you, they're both. We have obtained the code, and the answers are in my possession. This one maybe is worth looking at because I most of them I can just look at and like, okay, I know how to do Sudoku. This one's like, what the hell is this? Initial remove debris action after cleanup. What is this? This is like a movie? Never join shit like this. This any links you see. This guy could definitely be legit, but like, don't click that. I don't know. This is actually one I'm gonna look further into because like, where to even start on this one without someone giving me the answer? I genuinely don't know. Let's just look at them all, right? Because I kind of looked at them all, but I didn't really put significant thought into any of them. This one we have $1 to $500,000 experiences. I went all over the world. Where did I go? It's just like figuring out like locations. Forest. No comments on this one either. I went all over the world for these experiences. Where did I go? So it's like stuff you can only do like in one location. I don't know. What is you're supposed to like look at these and figure out what they say? I mean, are they scrambled? Like this says something forest, does it not? I don't know. Alright, there's another one we're going to come back to because like I said, maybe they're not all just obvious skills. And as we have on our notes, the skills might come in handy at a later point. Alright, let's just keep going. We have Pokemon. I remember this one didn't load for me earlier. There it is. The guy would do anything has been caged by these Pokemon. He cannot get out. Cage bars. This is like knowing Pokemon, I'm assuming. Cause who's Pokemon like number? I'm doing a first gen. Pokemon number 148 would be Dragonair. Does that fit? Dragon. Yeah, okay. That works. Okay, so that's how you do that one. Solved. Like I said, I'm not going to take the time because I just... What are you going to do with those answers, right? Go to the wilderness video. And we've got... Oh, this one was weird. You're alone in the wilderness with limited supplies. Pitch exactly one tent horizontally or vertically by each tree. No tent can touch any other tent, even diagonally. A number outside the wilderness shows how many tents are in that direction. So this is like a Minesweeper. And am I good at Minesweeper and do I know how to play it? No, not really, but you know what? We're gonna start a list of potential skills we might need, right? Potential skills to work on. Minesweeper. Pokemon. What else have we gone through right now? Sudoku, I guess. And what was the other one? Word scramble. I guess this is like, I don't know. I don't gotta practice for that one, whatever the fuck it is. Was there one more that I didn't know how to do? It was like one of these last two, right? Surely.
Build a website.
This is...
Nope, not Team C's. Shout out Team C's, Imager. Oh, this one, dude. Yeah. This. No wonder I didn't remember. I still don't even know what it is. Before cleanup. All right. So we're good there. I'm starting to rack up a million tabs. I feel like I can close out you. I don't even need these puzzles open, actually. I don't need them open. We'll close out you. We were at, did we do wilderness? I'm getting lost in this.
I just dropped
I gotta like just mute this tab. How do I just like mute the tab? Okay. This was the tents. I kind of felt like I'd already watched that one. The dogs was... The dogs is dogs. Alright, so we know that. Whose ears are up? Who's got a toy bone? Who's got spots? Who's wearing collar? Who's wiggling their tail? So I'm guessing this is like Guess Who. We're trying to find like the one dog that's doing all of this stuff. So like if he doesn't have spots, you're out. If he doesn't have a bone, you're out. You're double out. Who's wearing a collar? Who's wiggling their tail? So file's been changed. The sixth dog. Oh, so apparently the sixth one was. There were two answers. Wait. File's been changed. The sixth doggo is no longer the six. Oh, six in the sixth. So we're 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're at this one. This guy was wagging. He should have been. Okay. Good thing I didn't look at it. Sure, someone spent 2 hours on it and looks like they wasted their time. All right, we go to the pyramids. I think this was the first one we found last night, or not. This is just like a puzzle. Crossword. Yeah, that should be fine. That's doable. This was the one we started with last night, and this one is the red and blue ball thing, which last night we thought this was the only clue. Turns out it's one of many. Again, like, what are you supposed to do with these letters? What are you supposed to do with any of this? I do not know. And generally, I don't even know what thing you could write down to practice for this, because what are you supposed to do, right? All I know, my only takeaway from this, and this can even be its own takeaway, I equals blue, A equals red. Is that what we're saying? Nope, not downloading, whatever that is. I, like zip. I guess it could be zap, but no, it's an I, and that's an A. A equals red. I don't know if that means anything. That maybe is even going like its own thing. Alright, so that's all the videos. Like I said, I'm not taking time to go through any of those puzzles too deep. Maybe the ones that I don't understand, I'm gonna like figure out in the next day. We need to keep in mind we are in the prep phase. We're in phase 1. We're not solving the puzzle today. We're just doing the prep work. We're laying the groundwork so when the puzzle is solvable, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. This I'll put on this level. I'm gonna say, no, you know what? This is even a star. We're still in phase 1. And the puzzle is likely still unsolvable. For now, we are just setting the groundwork to be ready to go when the puzzle is solvable. All right, I feel pretty good with both those statements. How are we gonna lay the groundwork? How are we gonna get ready? Maybe it's by doing the shit in these puzzles. Maybe these puzzles don't matter at all. We don't know, but we want to put ourselves in the best position possible. All right, so that's that on the videos. I did also want to just go through Reddit. Let's just go through Mr. Beast. New. Have the final code, but I'm not from it. This is the newest stuff. I know there's been like a ton of spam on here, so maybe it's getting deleted, but have the final code, but I'm not from an eligible country. I'm going to assume that you don't have the code. Wait, oh, this is this guy's profile. Whoopsie daisy. Tell me, but I'm keeping 100%. I'll split 50-50. What a generous offer. Yeah, you don't have the code. I don't think anyone has the code yet, like we just said. Answers to 9 puzzle riddle verified by hint 1. Every challenge leads towards location name somewhere around the world. Huh. 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 This is, I've looked at some Reddit theories. This is one that, to me, isn't the craziest thing. Actually could be legit. Is it right? Probably not. But this one has legs, I would say. How do I want to get back to, let's just look at one puzzle, right? Let's look at this one. All right. If this was gonna point to a location, where would it point to? Flamingo. I know that the pink flamingo was invented in Leominster, Mass, I believe. Leominster, Massachusetts. Fun fact for the people at home. Maybe it's Leominster, Massachusetts. Probably not, though, right? Is it? How many wonders of the world are there? Are there 9? 7. All right. I knew it was a high odd number. It's 7, so it's not going to be the 7. 9 locations. I don't know. We're just throwing random stuff out. Going with this guy's theory. I have no idea. All right. This guy's not giving us much because he's just every challenge leads to his location. I don't think it's gonna be like, hey, if you want to win this challenge, you have to travel around the globe, and if you don't have the ability to travel to 9 different countries and have passports for each one, you're ineligible. Like, I don't think that's it. Has anyone confirmed these? I was not able to solve all 9. I feel you, dude. Here, now, someone also did tell me that the writing on these is small on the stream, so we're gonna go big mode. We'll go grandpa mode. Well done. Like, dude, you don't know that you don't know if it's well done. Can vouch for the first 3, so I'm pretty sure these are all valid. Honestly, though, kinda a dick move to spoil the solutions. Was enjoying going through them. I got a bit of a late start and only had this afternoon to get through the first 3. On to the next stage, I guess. Do you have all the locations? Let me just look at one more. Like, how are any of these like locations? Pyramids. I mean, I guess that could be a location. The wilderness. Tents and trees. Forget that there's comments on here as well. We solved it. We're waiting for you, Mr. Beast. XX, TJ Kid here. We're real. We can send proof. I don't know. Alright, we're not going to put too much weight in this guy's theory, but not the worst theory I've heard. Tent puzzle help. Yeah, you're shit out of luck. Mr. Beast Insights. Is this the plug? Mr. Beast wants to send an astronaut to space. So does he think this has anything to do with it? One thing I wanted to mention, this challenge, by the way, if you look at the terms, it says, what does it say? Ends on April 2nd, 2026. Which, A, is far away. B, is the day after April Fool's Day. Could be a coincidence, could be not. Maybe they specifically didn't want it to end on April Fool's Day. But this tells me that, hey, we're definitely not getting the answer tonight. Is it going to take all the way till April? Hopefully not, right? Like, it doesn't make it sound like it's going to be dragged out. Obviously, they want to give themselves a buffer, I would think. So I don't know when, like, that clue will be where that goes live, that, you know, where someone will be able to solve it, but I don't think it's yet. Mr. Beast Insights, thank you for the astronaut. Deciphering sidewalk, out of content puzzle solvers. You're a puzzle genius but aren't allowed to submit the answers. I'm eligible but too stupid to solve anything and never lucky enough to be in a Mr. Beast video. I'll sign something saying we'll split the prize. DM me and let's work together. I love this dude. He's like, hey, are you smart and from another country? I'm willing to help you by putting my name on your homework. And no, surprisingly, no one's commented, or am I bugging? It says 5 comments. I don't know. All right, these ones are like where people start going nuts, right? Dollar bill clues in beginning of video. Hey all, I have not seen a post concerning the bills in the vault at the beginning, so I wanted to offer them up to anyone interested. Some of them are highlighted in red. They total $92. Read left to right, top to bottom. They are $1, $2, $1, $10, 5, 2, 2, 5, 2, 1, and so on. I also spent considerable time transcribing the vault door, only to find that someone else on here did it and even posted about the output hours ago. I can't keep up, but maybe I can make someone's life a little easier on the dollar bills. Guys, this is not the answer. There's just no world where you submit this and Jimmy's like, sorry, it was actually 2x $5 bills. Nice try though. Or, hey, spend a considerable amount of time transcribing the vault door. Like, no, that's just not. That's not what it's gonna be. There's gonna be work that we have to do, but like this is a waste of time, and I do feel bad that people are like spending this much time on like these tasks that are like not it. I see that one of the bills have an X, but it's a most erased bill. I don't even see which is the value. Where do you see the 220s? Okay, so that theory's getting an F. First portion of phrase followed by most likely candidates. Feast and beast. Tape check, more rum, scan every vault door, mission, transmit key, galactic freedom pass. I don't even know what this means. That feels interesting. I don't know what he means by that though. Photo collage and Eric. People keep mentioning like Eric's videos. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I thought it was Eric. I heard someone say Eric earlier, so I don't know how you pronounce it anymore. I don't know what any of this could mean. Kind of not going to look into it too deep. Nicolas Cage as a solution or clue. This gets me excited. It just seems right. Either as the final solution or a clue to the next unreleased step. There's several clues that gave this away. Caged in the Pokemon puzzle is capitalized. When you use the Pokédex and enter each Pokemon into the respective box, the highlighted letters lead to a line of text that can be unscrambled as something along the lines of Constitution, which could be a reference to the movie National Treasure starring Cage. The whole essence of the scavenger hunt is similar to National Treasure. This is the first point that I agree with so far. When you use the letters of some of the puzzle solutions, you can spell out Nicolas Cage. I mean, that's because it's like if you got a G, you're basically like good. Like some pretty common letters in there. Nicolas Cage has a pyramid tomb in New Orleans, which can be a reference to the pyramid puzzle. Many aspects of the puzzles seem to be pointing towards something relating to the government, pop culture, or movies. Obviously, this is kind of a stretch, but it does seem interesting. What do you think? Will this likely be relevant if Mr. Beast reveals more clues, or does this belong in the red herring bank? So, A+ for theory name, like the Nicolas Cage theory, like that's, I love it. I really wanted to believe this. I have to open up the Pokemon thing one more time. Probably shouldn't close out of these. He says in the Pokemon thing, what does he say? He says caged in the Pokemon puzzle. All right, he's talking the puzzle, not the actual. Which one was the Pokemon puzzle? Was it this? Nope. Sheesh. I should have left these up. I didn't. And now here we are. This is a files change. It's gonna be this one then. Nope. Oh, I hate that one. Oh, it's okay. It's the one right before I searched Pokemon 148. Doi. All right. So this guy says caged in the Pokemon puzzle is capitalized. This is not the Pokemon puzzle. This is the Pokemon puzzle. What does he mean caged? Caged is capitalized. Am I bugging? It's not. I see it. Maybe they changed it. This is definitely not capitalized though. And then he says some of the letters. I feel like I need to look. This one we're gonna look into a little bit, and see at least what these letters go to. But again, I think it's nothing. I think it's maybe at some point you will have to do a puzzle like this, but I don't think it's right now. I think you're gonna have to like get to another step that like the average Joe isn't at yet. Maybe, hopefully. We're still on step 1, so like I just don't think this is it. This guy, that's very interesting. I agree, it's interesting. It's wrong, probably. Where are y'all getting the Pokemon puzzle? I don't even see this anywhere. Well, sorry, not gonna help you because I'm looking out for myself. What's this object? What am I just on? Mr. Beast. I love these ones because anyone that's international right now is like all hands on deck. Like, hey, we would have this done day ago if we could compete. I'm from Argentina, so I can't participate, but I want to share my line of thought. I don't know the code, but I think that all of the puzzles are not necessary. Honestly, this guy's getting a like from me just off of that. I just focused at the end of the video on a few things just to orient myself. When he shows where is the facility, desert, a circle, and a wall is octagon, also old warplanes flying the sky. With a quick search of his observations, I found the Museum of History of Granite of California. Is that the name? I feel like there's a lot of ofs in there. Let's just look that up real quick. Okay, Museum of History in Granite. I was going to say, there's no way that they would just be like, of history, of granite, of California. It has a pyramid. In some ways, it's a vault in the center, a circle around, and protected with 8 walls. The land before the museum is used by the Air Force. The meaning of this place is to tell the history of humanity through granite in some poetic way. It's a maze of honor. I don't know why, but it all has sense to me. This guy said, oh, this is the original poster. I have something that support the theory. I think the puzzles are useless. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. I've never heard of this, so it's like, I'm not going to rule it out. I don't think that there's anything to point to it just off what he said, but yeah, I don't know. Could be. It's a non-zero chance, right? Let's keep going here. See if there's any more good theories today. All puzzles solved but 2. All puzzles have been solved by my team. Only 2 of them aren't solved yet because we need more information. If anyone needs the completed puzzles, let me know. Or if you want to double check that you're correct, when we double check with a different team, they had 3 of their puzzles completely wrong, even though it looked accurate and the reason made sense. Bro is not lying. Thank you. All right, this guy is getting a message, right? Like, this guy, we need to know. We need to hear from Mr. Aggravating C and their team. Hopefully we can link up. But because at the very least, it would be nice to have just like an answer key to know that we're looking at these the right way. Sent you a message. These are all just GP. They all look made to waste time. Not a real clue from them. I agree with that. I think I've solved the Pokemon. People are like, I got the Pokemon one down, which like maybe they're doing it with their Pokedex. Maybe they just Googled it. Either way, it's definitely the easiest one. I'll take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex. What does that even mean? Am I just that dim? Yeah, some people don't even know that there's puzzles. So, hey, we're ahead of those people, right? This guy, like I said, we'll try to get all the answers to the puzzles to know that we're looking at them correctly, but I'm not going to sit here and solve them right now. Lasers hide a code. Why did these lasers hit those specific points in this intro? They didn't just go off randomly. They hit specific dots on the vault wall in a specific order until the last 2 lasers shoot off into nothing. I gotta watch this back one more time, but I feel like there's nothing to what this guy is saying. Which one is it? This one? I mean, that's literally just like how lasers work, right? Like, I feel like that's the most common way. I would expect like a laser security system to just like pew pew pew. Like they have to go somewhere, right? They can't just not hit any wall. So like he's saying these specific points, but like I don't know, they were always gonna do something. Also, I think my webcam's like super blurry. I don't know how to unblur it. Maybe that worked, maybe it didn't. Might be a clue too. I did some digging on them and got some interesting discoveries. All right, dude. The tower. Super Bowl vault door encryption. The numbers on the vault door outer ring are Scrabble tile point values. Each line of numbers is a word. Wow, this is actually like kind of a crazy theory. Like numbers being Scrabble tiles. But even then, like different stuff. Like Z and V are both 10, right? I guess this guy is able to find out like, hey, it would have to be these words. He funded a hospital in this site of last year's Scrabble Championship. The answer, Mr. Beast. He funded a surgical center in Ghana. Ghana hosted the World Championship in Accra. His own puzzle encoded in Scrabble values points to his own philanthropy. credit to not very much actually for transcribing the vault rank data. If anything is off, it may be a transcription error. This is likely one piece of a larger final code. So again, whatever this does say, I'm not that concerned about it. I think maybe knowing that Scrabble tiles potentially is the thing is good to know, but even then, like I said, I mean, I'm sure there's like a Scrabble solver you could type these into or to figure them out, because like I said, it's not like each letter has its own value. Like there's values that have multiple letters attributed to them. This guy said, Jesus, you're way ahead of me. Come across a few other puzzles that have a similar ending where the solution just feels like a dead end. Everyone, like, red herring is hot in the streets right now, by the way. Like, if people didn't know what red herring meant a week ago, like, they know now. The answer isn't Mr. Beast, it's Akragana. Depends on how you phrase the question. He funded a hospital in this site. This is implying what the answer would be like. It's like Jeopardy. What is this site? What is Akragana? Yeah, I agree with that person. No, but we want to. Can I non-vote them? Perfect. I don't want to downvote them, but I also don't want to boost. I don't want to boost them to the world. Really cool. Only thing I've been able to decipher so far is the lasers. They shine. It spells a laser mix-up. That's probably just nothing. Said Hexel using the official 13 of the 19 lines each match exactly one word. Like, this is where I'm just like, how did we get from here to here? Like, Hexel, he thinks means he. Full. And then where are you getting the ND from? This is like so crazy. Like, in what world is Mr. Beast gonna put out numbers? He's gonna say use those to find the Scrabble words, and then you turn Hexel into he, you turn Boxful into foo. You just get an ND out of nowhere. You just make up an ND. This guy ain't it. I'm gonna boost him into the world though. I'm gonna let people run with that theory a little bit. Putting the puzzle to the side. Yeah, great advertising marketing campaign from Salesforce. Shout out, big ups. Anything else that came through during the day here? Here's what I have for the TV shows. Oh my god, this guy's the man. Because I don't even know how he got any of these. Oh, wait. So animated Naruto Kim Possible. Failing to make a decision or adding noise to data. Failing to make a decision or adding noise to data. Would be known as paralysis by analysis. Decision fatigue. Yeah, I would say that's like paralysis by analysis before cleanup. I still don't get this. I thought this guy was cooking, but I'm still so confused. Let's see what people are commenting. I've solved this one and I can tell you some of them are incorrect. How did you solve it? Each show has 2 letters removed, which forms the answer to a clue on the right. I'm so confused. So you take out these letters? I don't know. We're going to have to, like I said, we're coming back to this one. I was just hoping someone literally had the answer key posted. Only North Americans participate. If you're Canadian or Mexican, you may have to take a mathematical skill test. What? That's crazy. That's such a... But, like, if you're American, like, you're good? Like, what? What is that? Probably per their laws. Maybe that's something like, okay, it can't be like a pure luck. It has to like be like a skill thing for like tax reasons. I have no idea. That's a crazy rule though. Pokemon Go stereotypes. It's an anagram. The only thing that fits the anagram? I'm not really... I'm not liking any of these theories that people are posting. Has anyone been looking at the circled dates on the calendar? I know it was a bunch of random dates in 2026. Pattern feels very deliberate, and I would say appear in the same sequence every time it shows up. I mean, it's the same calendar. Also curious if anyone has thoughts on the partially obscured license plates. The lettering is readable, but just unclear enough to be intentional. Site IP. How about their website's IP address? Yeah, here we go. Who made this? Red Herring Bank? I should not click on this. If you're here, you're looking for official clues. This is a fan-made page. We're aggregating information. Stop sending Slack invites to this domain. So we get the ads. Look for some numbers and photos that I took at the Super Bowl. I mean, am I able to see this man's like Instagram, or it would be on Instagram, right? Look for some numbers. Where was that website? Look for some numbers and photos that I took at the Super Bowl. This looks like the one, right? Damn, I'm not. So you got 6-0. He couldn't plan that. 309. He couldn't plan the clock. 73 though. 73. 73 feels like it's worth adding to the notepad. Creepy Games, number 73, and Mr. Beast React. 73 was a... Super 73 bike? Huh. Who is player 73? Player 73, join an interesting competition. I don't know. I don't know if that means anything right now. We're just going to write down the number 73, right? Super 73 bike? What is that? We're going to add this to a 73 in IG pick. Super bike. What's it called? Super 73 bike. Squid Games. Again, these are ones where we're just putting notes. We're just adding notes to the pad at this point. All right, we're not saying these are clues. Pictures he posted. I don't think it would be a story because it's like it would disappear, right? I think it has to be this one, and I just feel like all the scoreboard, unless there was like something wrong on there, but this feels right that it would be 73. All right, let's see what else this website has. First to find a million. Right, these are the videos we all watch. These are like the different scale for Salesforce videos. Miss Mabel picture. I mean, that's nothing. Like, yeah, you can get the dates if you really wanted to. I don't think that's important. Smoke grenade. Could be a clue. He said it himself. February 2026. Operating capital expenses of Golden Desert Vault. All right, so they are very much telling us that it's February 2026, which is contradictive to our September 2022 Time War theory. But I think I still feel good about the American Dream Mall, Mr. Beast Burger Restaurant. Even if we lucked out in how we got there, I still feel good about it. But that obviously feels very intentional that has that date there. We got untaped belts. Okay. Entourage. Okay. 2 globes picture. Alrighty. Production inside the vault. Cool. And the tape belt picture. It's a pretty sweet belt. Alright. These are all the puzzles. Alright, nice. So this is a good website. I think I made a favorite at a different website last night, but we are saving this website. This is a really good place to start to get right to these puzzles. We don't have to go back and forth to the YouTube videos. They're named, so I don't have to guess random links. This is good. Mr. Beast Reddit. Yeah, let's just look up like Mr. Beast Salesforce. I don't know if there's any other like subreddits we should be looking at here. I just want to make sure. Expected elements from weird websites. this guy last night. The answer is Agent Force. Like, it's not. Can you only submit once for the Salesforce X Mr. Beast challenge? Based on the title, if I submit, is that it, or do I get one more attempt? I want to say you do get more than one. I don't know how many. This guy said he submitted 2. He's put in 7. There's a cooldown period. All right, that's just to stop bots from just spamming every possible answer. But don't be afraid to like throw one in there just because you're like, I don't want it to be final. Like, if you feel good about it, like submit it. I don't think you should feel good about it yet, but feel free to. But yeah, anyways, that's what we're working with for right now, guys. So we talked about the real world clue. We know there's going to be real world clues. Feel like it would take place at the very least in North America, probably right here in the US. It would make sense that it would be at his first physical restaurant. So like I said, I feel good about that. Also feel good about the fact that we are still in phase 1 and it's likely unsolvable at this point. For now, we're just kind of getting ready. So when it is solvable, we can go right to work and hopefully be the first people. Other notes, the 9 puzzles do not need to be solved. This is a guess for me. Do not need to be solved. However, the skills needed to solve them might come in handy at a later point. Potential skills to work on. This is for me personally because I'm stupid. Minesweeper. Pokemon, maybe. I feel like I can just Google those. Sudoku. Before cleanup. I still don't fully get that one. So we're gonna get the answers to those for tomorrow's research sesh. And kind of see what else pops up throughout the day. Also, I've written down 73 an IG pick, number 73. Squid Games, number 73. The Super 73 spike, and also I equals blue, A equals red. That could come in handy at another point. That's all I got though. So if anyone watched even a minute of this, I really appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck. And I think that we are gonna solve it, and I think we're in a good spot at this point. Don't go crazy. Like I said, we're just preparing. So best of luck to everyone, and thanks.